guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, I'm back with another one of my Celebration Showcase cards. This one features the host set that you can get during Celebration, Calming Camellia. I love this stamp set, and there are two different ways you can get it, and I'll tell you about it here in a minute when I show you the stamp set. But isn't that gorgeous? So in the video I'll be showing you, it's just one stamp. I'm going to show you how to get the two different colors easily and get that really soft effect. It is, oh, I just love this stamp set. It's gorgeous. Now if you'd like to stamp along with me, just look down in the video description below and click on that blog post link. When you click on that, you'll find the dimensions for all the cardstock and all the supplies that you need. Get all those together and come back and make the card with me. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here's the stamp set I was telling you about, Calming Camellia. Oh, it's so pretty. Now, the stamps that you're going to need, I'll tell you that real quick before I forget. You want the floral one here and the leaf one. And you're going to need the happy birthday stamp. So those are all the stamps you're going to need. But the way to get this stamp set is to either host a workshop or place a $300 order before shipping and tax on your own. Now, with a workshop, I've got some different types that you can do. Since this is February already, probably couldn't get a Facebook workshop put together quick enough. But you can do a catalog one where I can give you a host code. You can have all of your friends, tell your friends about it, ask them to order, and use your host code when they order at my online store. I can give you all those links and your host code. That way you get all the benefits from their orders. All those will get added up, and you'll earn Stampin' Rewards, and if you get it up to the $300 mark before shipping and tax, you will also get this Calming Camellia stamp set as your Stampin' Rewards in addition to everything else you normally get. So it's a really good deal, and so I just love the stamp set, and I think you'll like it too. Okay, now since I always showed you the stamps, let me show you this Scalloped Contours Dies. This does have a stamp set that goes along with it. You can find all that out in the annual catalog. But I love this set. I love the different rectangles here. And what I'm going to use this largest one here, and then the second largest one right underneath it. So those are all the dies we're going to need. So let's go ahead and we're going to get some stamping done first. Okay, first off, grab your card base. This is a 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece. We're going of soft sea foam. We're going to put those corners together. When they're lined up, grab our bone folder. Get that nice crease in there for our fold. Now the reason that we're doing this card base first, a lot of times I do this later, we're going to do some stamping on this. So let's grab my Stampin' Pierce mat. And yes, this is a rubber stamp set, so you don't have to do this. I just think it works better. And especially with this larger image, I think it works better having this base down here. But first off, we're going to grab the leaf one right here and grab my soft seafoam ink pad. We will get this all inked up. And not much of the card base shows, but when I got done with the card the first time, it looked so bland. So I thought we needed a little texture looking on the card base. So I'm only doing it on the edges. Like I said, not much of the card base shows. But this just gives a subtle look and gives you a nice, like I said, texture look to it. So just keep going all the way around. If you go over it, overlap some, no big deal, because it's got all that texture you can't tell. So that's what you want it to look like. So put this to the side. We're all done with that. Okay, now while we still have our leaf out, let's grab the larger of the two basic whites. Now there are two that are real close together. This one is 4 by 5 1/4. This one's 3.5 by 5. So make sure you put them together and you want to grab the biggest one. Okay, don't want you to grab the wrong one. Ink this up with the soft seafoam ink pad again. And I just decided to put this over here on the side like so, just to have a little bit of a design on the inside. You can do more if you want to, but that's all I did. So I'm going to put this to the side, and now I'm going to show you how to get that two color effect on this big stamp here. So now grab that other piece of basic white I just showed you, the 3.5 by 5. And you want to stamp this close to the center, but we'll be die cutting it out, so it's okay if it's not perfect, but still try to get as close as you can. Now, I'm going to grab my Fresh Freesia Ink Pad 2 and a sponge dauber. First off, we're going to ink up the whole thing with the soft sea foam. This is a very, very light color, so it's okay. You always want to have to do this technique, you want to use a very light color on the base. Now, wherever I see the flowers, I'm going to take my Fresh Freesia and my sponge dauber, pick up some ink, And I'm just going to tap wherever I see a flower. Now, if I go off the edge of the flower a little bit into the leaves, it's okay. That kind of gives it that soft look, I think, and a subtle look. It's almost like it's fading into the shadows a little bit. And then we've got a little bit over here. This one is kind of up a little higher. What I did, I looked at the stamp on the box of the stamp set to see exactly where the leaves are, because it is a little hard to see them. But then when you look at the image in the picture, it's a lot easier to see. Okay, so that is everything I want to be the fresh freesia. I'm going to take a hold of it, kind of put my hands around it and huff on it like you do with your glasses when you want to get them steamed up a little bit before you wash them. That re-inks, gets it moistened up again. And we're going to stamp this, like I said, near the middle and hold it down for a few seconds. And having the Stampin' Pierce mat really gives it the foundation it needs to get the middle of it stamped right. Isn't that cool? Now, I've got that over a little too far. I might have to do this again. Let's see. No, you know what? I think that's going to look just fine. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. That'll work. So if you don't get it right in the center, that's okay. You might want to, hopefully you got it over a little more to the right than I did. But I think this is still going to work just fine. So we'll go ahead. Actually, you know what? We'll do this again. I like having two sides, and that's going to give you another look at how you do it. So you definitely, if you ever have to do it again, you have to clean it up, because we want to get that purple off before we put it in that green ink pad again. So see, it's okay to have a mistake. I was able to tell you something else I wouldn't have been able to tell you earlier. So we can get this all inked up again with a soft seafoam. Okay. So whenever you mass produce, make sure you clean the stamp in between the stamping. Get your fresh freesia out again. Then we'll get those flowers all colored in again. And like I said, even if you get some of the leaves with the purple, it is okay. It's still going to look really neat. And I have a feeling that's what I've done a little bit, because there's a little bitty flower up here too to make purple. Okay. Then we'll huff on it again. And I'm going to move this over to the right a little bit more. Since I can't get my head right over it in the video, because you don't want to see the back of my head in the video. That makes it a little harder. Oh, much better. But isn't that pretty? So whenever I do this, I look to see which side looks the best. This one's in the center better, so that's the side I'm going to use. Love having two sides to cardstock. Now we're going to take this basic white piece. This is the last one. This is 2 3/4 by 1 1/2. I want you to take the Happy Birthday. We're going to use the fresh freesia again. So ink this up. Since this has some extra rubber, I'm going to do it this way so I can tell where I'm putting ink. If I've got any ink along the edges, I'm going to take my finger and do this, because I don't want to get that image on my cardstock. Put this close to the center. Looks good to me. Got a little bit right there, but I'm not going to worry about it, because that's going to be die cut a little bit. So we are ready to get our die cutting machine out. Okay, with our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, to die cut, you need platform number 1, then the die plate number 2, and then a standard cutting plate number 3. We're going to grab the white one, make sure I've got the right one. Yep, that one's over too far. And we're going to grab the smaller of the scallop frame dies. And now there is going to be a little bit of this, it's almost like a sewn border around here. It's going to go over the flower just a little bit, but that is okay. The actual die cutting is on the outside of this die this time, so you don't have to worry about that you're actually cutting the picture off, okay? You know what? I messed up right here, so we're going to turn... No, I'm covering that up. We're fine. I was thinking maybe I will use the other side, but we're going to be putting our Happy Birthday across the bottom, so we're not going to see that. I love it when that happens, so you can cover up your mistakes. We're going to put... Oh, actually, too, when I do a rectangle... It's actually better to have a corner go in first. It helps protect your die, and it also makes it so it doesn't crunch so much, and it cuts better, a little better too. So we'll get this going through here. It still makes some crunching noises, but it really does help having just a little bit go in instead of a big straight end, because it does kind of start to warp your die a little bit. So there, we've got that one done. Now I want you to grab a piece of fresh freesia that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's a 1/4 inch piece. We'll get this all set up for die cutting again. Now we'll grab the largest scallop frame die, have it angled a little bit so a corner goes in first, and get it right there in the cardstock. It doesn't have to be centered, just as long as it's on the cardstock. And make sure the die is definitely on your plate. Looks to me like I got it a little too far, because you want your sandwich to be lined up, because if you have a spot where the pressure's not just right, if it's not the right pressure, it's not going to die cut. So put this on top again, run this through, because you want to make sure you've got the right pressure. It die cuts much better that way. And see how just about every single one of those just fell out, and the other two looks like are stayed in the die, so that didn't have to poke anything out. So there's that frame. So, oh no, we do have one more thing a die cut. I was getting ready to say we were done. Let's get all these little pieces off of here quick. Okay, all the pieces are off, so we'll put this back on top. Make sure it's completely stacked up right. Grab my happy birthday. Oh, and there's one die I forgot to tell you to get out, so let's grab these out here quick. You want to grab that small rectangle too. Totally forgot about that one. Put this on here. Now it looks like it's cutting off part of your birthday, but it isn't. We'll put this at an angle. Actually, looks like I didn't get that done very well. You might want to do a little bigger piece if you're just watching this first, but we're going to make this work. I don't feel like stamping that again. So put this in. The corner's going in first. And you're going to see that it looks just, oh, it actually looks just fine. There we go. So we've got our happy birthday. Actually looks pretty good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get the die cutting machine out of the way and finish this card. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the two scallop rectangles we just got done die cutting. We're going to grab seal. Yeah, see, that definitely would have been too far over, so I'm glad I stamped it again. And this is going to go right here in the center, like so. Don't these scallop frames look good together? I love how they layer. So pretty. Now, I want you to grab a piece of the Fresh Freesia Open Weave ribbon. This is a 6-inch piece. And you can just use adhesive if you want to on the back of here, or use glue dots. I'm getting to where I'm using glue dots more often. And when you push it down real tight, and then help it up a little bit with your finger. But it'll stay on the ribbon. It'll come off the paper backing a lot better if you push it down and just help it up just a little bit, then you can quit helping it. Now this is going to go right across here. I'm going to put it in between. I played around with it, and I think it does better if you wrap it around in between some scallops. So I'm actually going in between the two that are right above the corner one. Like that. Do the same thing with this. Bring it around like so. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab the card base, because we can go ahead and put this on our card. And look, it looks like it moved on me, so I'm going to bring it back down again. There we go. That looks good. Make sure it's straight before you put it on your card base. So I'm going to put it on the corners, just not on the scallop part, the middle part. Put some along. Oh, I'm definitely getting to the bottom of this. Let's see if we can make it through the video. I'm going to make sure I put some on the ribbon also. Look at this again and make sure I've got it straight where I want it. I can still move it down a little bit if I need to. Oh, I think I'm just going to move that back. Back keeps wanting to go up, so we're going to let it go up a little bit. Just as long as it looks straight, and that looks really good. Put this right in the center of the card base. Hold it down. Okay. So now we've got that on there. Now I'm going to grab this piece here, just my whole ribbon. I didn't think to measure. It's probably more like between 9 inches and 12-inch piece if you want to cut off a piece. But I'm going to go down a little bit and tie a bow. And sometimes when I tie the bow like this, I might not have gone far enough. This one I did. That tail looks really good. So I don't have to untie it and go down a little farther down the ribbon. I got that pretty good. But I just keep playing around with it until it looks good to me. If the bows look too big, bring them down and then tighten them up again. That looks pretty good. And then hold on to my knot here, and you can bring these tails down a little bit, holding on to that knot. So they'll kind of go the way you want them to. But I'm going to grab my scissors and cut this at an angle down here. And I'm not going to worry about cutting the other side yet because I think it's better to do it once you put it on your card base. So let's let the bow go right here. Grab your happy birthday. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Now, the ribbon is going to go right across the center of this, okay? So once again, I'm going to use the edges of this. I've already got some cut off. I'm going to have to cut off a couple more, I can tell. I'm going to put these up in the corner, but I'm making them up here because I want that ribbon to go in between. So I know I have 2 of these because there was one video I'd cut too many and I didn't need them all. And you know what? I think I'm going to put the straight edge along here because I don't want that little, I did get it in the wrong spot there. I think it'll be okay though. Yeah, you can't really see it. So I would definitely go with a straight on the outside. So let me grab my little scissors again. My bigger ones are for my ribbon. So I don't want to use that. I'll use my paper snips on this one. Grab another one. And if I do the half or the straight edge, then I know I'm not getting it in that. It's easier to see that I know I'm not getting it in those little holes because you don't want to see that on the other side. Okay, now that should make it so where these are sticking to the cardstock and maybe a little bit on the ribbon, but not just on the ribbon. If you were to put them here in the middle, it would probably fall off. The ribbon doesn't hold it real well, so that's why I do it that way. Now I'll get the paper backing off. I'm going to put it on the bottom left side. And I'm going to have it hang over the purple, but make sure it still stays within the card. I'm putting it right over the ribbon. Yep, it's still on the right side of the fold. There we go. That's ready to go. Then I'm going to take my bow. And I think this is probably the better side. Oh yeah, that side doesn't look as good. So that's my good side. So I want to put a glue dot on this side. The glue dot, you want to go on the bad looking side, or the worst of the two. You might have both sides looking great. And then I'm going to put this on the ribbon, like so, at an angle, because I still want to see my happy birthday. I'm going to play around with it a little bit, bring these down just a little bit again. There we go. Now I'm going to trim them. It's okay if they go over the edge of your card just a little bit. Don't want to go too much because I want them to still fit in that envelope. There we go. So we have got the front all done. Oh, no, we don't. I almost always forget my bling. When I got to looking at that, I thought, oh, it needs a little something. And I forgot all about these. These are in the mini catalog. These are the silver and clear epoxy essentials. So you can find those in the annual catalog. There are silver ones and clear ones. And I looked at these clear ones and saw these raindrop ones. And I thought, oh, that's going to look so pretty on this. So I'm going to use, let's see, I think I used about 5 of them. I usually use an odd number. So I'm going to grab one of these, kind of scoot it. And then I'm going to put one right here. Oops, you know what? I think I need to get some more putty sticking out, but I'll go ahead and get this one on while I've got it off. So this one's not going to look as easy as the others will here in a minute. I want to make sure that raindrop is going up and down though. Push that down. I'm going to take off the old putty. Put that up a little bit. When you don't see it at first, wait a second because the putty keeps coming out. So there, that's just a little bitty piece. That's what I need. Grab another one. These are on the adhesive really strong, so it is a little harder to get off than some of our other embellishments. Once it comes off, though, the putty will hold on to it. But see, that just gives a little subtle, like there's little raindrops on there. So I know the video's not doing it justice. Hopefully you can have these and you can make it the card with me. That way you can see how pretty it looks. It just gives a subtle look to it. Let's put another one right here. And then let's go ahead and put one within let's put some right here on the leaves. It looks like some of the raindrops are on the leaves there. So there we go. That is the front of the card. Isn't that pretty? I love those raindrops on there. Now we'll go ahead and open this up because we already stamped the inside of the card. So make sure you get this. And once we get this on, we will be done with this card. So this one doesn't take that long at all. I love the two-tone effect here. This also looks beautiful if you just stamp it with one color. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. I have seen so many pretty cards with it just stamped in one color and it looks gorgeous. But I just really thought that looked cool and it's nice, subtle, soft look to it. So I think anybody would love to get this birthday card. Any of your girlfriends would love to get this. So I hope you enjoyed stamping along with me as much as I did. It was so much fun. If you'd like to stamp with me again, please click on the subscribe button below And then when that bell icon pops up, make sure you select all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video. And don't forget, if you want to get this Calming Camilla stamp set, you need to place at least a $300 order. You can do it on your own, or you can collect orders from your friends. And if you want to do that, just contact me and I will give you a host code. And when everybody uses that host code, you get credit for their order. And once your workshop order gets up to $300, you can get this stamp set for free. So just click that contact me link below and let me know that you want to do that. And I'll get one set up for you right away. So, and if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And I would love to send you your first set of catalogs absolutely free. And if you do a host workshop, you get these catalogs free too. Here's the annual catalog. Here is the mini catalog, January to June. And this is a celebration, and this is one that the Calming Camellia comes out of. And if you want to learn more about Sale-A-Bration, there's so many different ways that you can get free stuff. Click on that link that's going to pop up in the top right corner or down in the video description. Sometimes when you're on a YouTube app, it's not going to pop up, but I want to make sure you see that. So I'll put it down in the video description too. Just click on that, and you find out all the different ways, including the best deal of Sale-A-Bration, and that's joining my team. You get your product at a discount all the time as long as you're a demonstrator. You get things early before customers. That's just two of the wonderful benefits. And I've been one for almost 19 years now, and I've loved every minute of it. And I'd love for you to join in on the fun. So just click on that Sale-A-Bration, find out about joining my team. There's a link there to go to my Join Me page. And if you have any questions, just click that Contact Me link below also and put that in the email and give me your questions. And if you want these mailed out to you, make sure you give me your mailing address when you email me. Do that Contact Me link. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the card one more time. And I really do thank you for watching this video. It helps support my channel. And another way to support my channel is to give me a thumbs up or comment below. I really, really do appreciate it. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.